Hi. So what is Tennis Agility Lite? It's an app for iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch that helps train agility, speed and fitness using court-based exercises based on a player responding to either random or ordered cues. So the cues are a combination of audio and visual cue. For example, the device will call out the number 1 and show the number 1 on screen. This means the player has to run to the item called number 1. So it could be a cone or a marker or a position on the court. Random means you don't know which cue is next. It could be any cue from those available. So for example, if your exercise uses the cues red, white, blue and yellow, it could be any one of those cues. Ordered means the cues will be called out in the order that they're displayed. So if the available cues are red, white, blue and yellow, then it will call out red, followed by white, followed by blue, followed by yellow. If you've got more repetitions than just the 4 there, it'll just cycle through in that order the whole time. So red, white, blue, yellow, red, white, blue, yellow, and so on. The benefits of using the random cues is that your agility and sharpness and reaction times will improve because you don't know what's coming next, so you've got to react. Ordered cues will also help, but they'll benefit as well your fitness and your speed, for example using shuttle runs. As a bonus, we've also thrown in the multi-stage fitness test. This allows you to test your aerobic fitness, or VO2 max. This test is based on a shuttle length of 20 meters. However, you can change this in the Plus version to any distance that you want. You can also set up any test that you want. You could do it based on time or shuttle length. For any length of time, any level time. It's extremely powerful. So let's do a walkthrough. Looking at the app on the right hand side of the screen, we can see at the bottom there's a tab bar. You've got exercises, advanced calibration and support. So exercises is just the list of exercises. You've got groupings up here, agility testing, agility training and user defined, which is a plus feature. Up at the top right here, you'll have an ad displaying. If you click on that ad, it'll bring you to a full screen version of the ad. Advanced calibration is where you can set up advanced features. You can choose any order of selected cues from these available cues. You can change any aspect of the exercise. It's extremely powerful. Most of these features are turned off in the Lite version. Support has contact details and it also is the area where you can upgrade. You can also restore any previous purchase from this area. So let's go back to the exercises area. I'm running the app in the iOS simulator because this allows me to capture the screen. This is iOS 7, so it might look a bit different in older versions, but it'll have the same structure and the same functionality. So, here's a list of the exercises. In the Lite version, many of them are turned off. So I've selected Pro Agility, which is an NFL combine agility test. That's currently not available in the Lite version. If you click on the button here, it'll bring you to an upgrade dialog. Right, so clicking on hexagon test clockwise, tapping on I brings up the instructions, which are very specific, very detailed. You can see here exactly how you need to set it up and exactly what you have to do. If you tap on the ball above, it'll bring you back to the main screen. Tapping on Go brings up the exercise run screen. So let's do that. Okay, here we are in the exercise run screen. At the top, we have stats on progress. So, we've got the repetition or shuttle count. We have the set or level count. We've got total reps or shuttles for that set and the total number of sets. Then we've got time information. So, the time for each shuttle, the total target for the exercise, the current shuttle time, in this case that's a rest period, and the session total time. So you can see how you're advancing against the target. Adjusting the slider, this will change the shuttle time and it'll also re-estimate the target time based on the time elapsed so far and what is left based on your new shuttle time. So you can make it easier by dragging to the left or harder by dragging to the right. You can see the shuttle time changing. You can also do this whilst the exercise is happening. So if you've got the iPhone in your hand, you can tweak this to make it harder or easier depending on how you're finding the exercise. Plus the coach can do that as well. If he thinks or she thinks that you're going too easy or too hard, you can change the times here. Double tapping on the button for the slider brings you back to the middle again. The bottom of the screen, you've got play, rewind, stop. Play starts the exercise. Pause pauses it. Rewind brings you back to the start, and stop will stop the exercise. If you press the X button, it will ask you to upgrade, and the very first time you use it, it will ask you if you want to share your progress to Facebook or Twitter. This is a great way to log progress and get affirmation from your friends for doing the exercise. So let's show you an example from Twitter. So here it shows me on Twitter, it says EdMegTed has completed the exercise hexagon test clockwise using Tennis Agility on this date. And this has actually been retweeted by a hexagon bot, whatever that is. Right, so let's minimize that again. You can also adjust your sharing settings for the app. So you can do that by going into your settings, going to privacy, clicking on Twitter or Facebook, and you can set it on or off. Right, so let's run the hexagon test clockwise, see what happens. First off, for this particular test you got a 10-second countdown. This allows you to get yourself ready. Then it jumps straight into the test. So we're off. So you got to jump outside the hexagon and back into the middle again before the time runs out for each circle. This is quite onerous maybe, so you can make it easier. As you can see, it's going slower now. There's your target time. So that's the time taken to complete 3 revolutions. Okay, so let's stop this and go to the advanced calibration. Right, so here we are in the advanced calibration. This feature, I think, is what makes this app by far the most powerful app that there is. There's nothing else that gets even close. For the Lite version, there's not a lot you can change here. but you can actually change some of the things. For example, you can double tap on a cue to change the rep time. So, input the rep time in seconds. So for up, I can make that 3. So you can vary it for each one. You can make that 4 for diagonal right up, and so on, all the way through. So this is really powerful. But let's choose a more meaningful exercise for this purpose. So if we go back to exercises, go to agility training, agility square. So what this is, it's a square with 4 cones, 1 cone in the middle, 4 cones on the outside. You have to run to the cone outside and back, that's called, before the time runs out. Really good for testing or training your agility and reactions. So if we go to advanced calibration, we can see agility squares popped up. Here you can see information for the test. So it's random cues. There's 3 sets. You've got a 10-second delay before the start. You have 10 seconds between each set to rest. And you've got 10 reps per set. You've got 4 cues: red, yellow, blue, or white. Because it's random, you don't know which one of those 4 is going to get called out. So, if we double tap on red, you can see it's telling us we've got 2 seconds for that particular rep. We'll leave that. Going to yellow, let's double the rep time for that one to 4. Let's go to blue and make that 6. And for white, let's make it 8. Right. So now what we have is, currently we've got 4 cues. Red is 2 seconds, yellow has 4 seconds, blue has 6, and white's got 8. 2 seconds should be enough time for you to be able to run 2 meters and back. But you can adjust that as necessary. So what you can do is set up a grid or a shuttle. Basically, it's going to be 8 meters long. Red is 2 meters away, yellow is 4 meters away, blue is 6 meters away, and white is 8 meters away. So you run to red and back, yellow and back, blue and back to the start, and white and back to the start. So instead of a square, we have a line. So you could have the end line on the court, and you can set up the first cone, the red cone, 2 meters from that, yellow 4 meters, blue 6, white 8, all on the same line. Okay, now you've got it set up, let's give it a try. So if we go to go, you can see, we can guess it's actually going to call out the 8-meter shuttle, which is white. But it may not do. Right, let's see what happens.
White.
Okay, so we've got 8 meters to run there and back. What's next?
Red.
Red.
Yellow.
Now yellow.
Red. Red. Yellow.
So you can see you don't know where you've got to run.
Yellow.
So it's testing both your agility
Yellow.
and your quickness.
Blue.
Okay, so let's stop that. And that's it. Thank you very much for your attention. Check out the Agility Plus walkthrough. That's got even more features. And feedback and any exercise ideas are always welcome. Thank you.